Green lights at the front of the pre-grid. Karts are out on track, Daniele, but the heavens have just opened again, and I mean really opened, back to pretty much the level of rain that we had before the Expert Plus final. That is not good news for the seniors, and they are all on wet tyres, they've all got the right tyre on, but just at the point where we thought, okay, let's get into the rhythm of this one, the situation changes again. We're going to start under slow procedure. That is the correct decision, especially now that the rain has increased in its intensity again. 14 minutes plus 1 lap. What do you see happening in this race?
I don't know if I see this race happening for the way it's raining right now. I don't know if it's heaven opening or it's hell for how it's pouring out. It's crazy out there, and it's a situation where it's even dangerous to do anything else than the start in a slow procedure. I witnessed to the meeting with the drivers because, of course, they kind of kicked me out of the pre-grid to do the meeting, and I saw Marco, one of our race director, that say to the drivers, okay, we're gonna start in a slow procedure manner like we did with the Expert Plus, and said probably we're gonna do 2 laps in this way, and then we will see when, and he said when the green flag will be out, and then he recommended to Caronini and all the other drivers of the rules of this procedure, of course, to make it slow, to make it easy, to no overtake. So that's the whole point about it. I don't think they expected it's going to start raining this way in few minutes.
No, nobody here at the circuit really would have been able to predict that. The weather forecasts, apart from that it's going to be wet at some point, it's when that point's going to be that's been the really tricky bit to predict. Waved yellow still, so yeah, we're gonna have at least one more slow procedure lap in excess of the 2 that you described there, Daniele, because per the rules, this is a waved yellow slow procedure lap. You have to have a static yellow procedure lap to tell the drivers 1 lap to green. So if we get the static yellow lap next time around, that'll be 3 versus the earlier prescribed 2. And again, I fully agree with the race directors and the officials here, because this is a very wet track, and I'm not so much worried about the S's as I've been most of this week, Daniele. It's the main straight. It's the main straight into turn 1 that has seen the level of standing water increase. Using again one of our scientific methods, ladies and gentlemen, it does sound like the level of rain has slightly dropped. The sound above our heads is not as intense as it was about 30 seconds ago. I think we're going to get our static yellow lap here, so we're not going to go racing yet. The timer, of course, is ticking down. We're on 11 minutes and 18 seconds now. That is the start of the static yellow lap. Unless anything changes, we will go green next time round. In a way, this is good news for Danny Caronini. He doesn't have to worry as much about, the drag to the first corner. He will have that run all on his own. But Di Filippo will be looking to attack as early as possible. I think there have been some problems though on these laps. Jace Matthews is showing us down in 26th place. So that would indicate that there's been a spin in the early stages of this one. I mean, it is possible for that to happen. I say that is how tricky it has been. The rain has definitely subsided. It is still very, very, very wet out there. But I think we are about to go racing for a race that can be one of the stunners of the year. Danny Caronini has led nearly a perfect run through the heats, through the pre-final. Can he do it one more time in a final? coming out of the final corner. Green flag we can see is being prepared. Hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, if they're still on your heads with the weather. This is going to be interesting. We are green flag. We are racing. It's effectively a 10-minute plus 1 lap race as they head down into the first couple of corners. They disappear out of our view. Back towards turn 4. The red helmet of Carinini is long clear of the rest of the field. Di Filippo has held on to second place. They're all scrabbling for grip in the middle of turn 5. But Carinini has got the classic Carinini start. That is what he wanted, Daniele. He's got his nice second and a half gap. He can immediately go into management mode.
Yeah, definitely. Good work by Carinini. Managed to restart. Oh, watch out for a spin before the assist. Oh, watch out, guys, because there's also, after a spin, I guess it's Nicolas Fuca, could be.
Yeah, it was one of the Zanchi Motorsport runners that has gone off there, and I think a couple of drivers were even having problems with airboxes flooding. I mean, a lot of the drivers have got the covers on to stop the water getting into parts where they don't want any of the precipitation getting into their equipment. Carinini's lead is 2.8 seconds at the end of the first lap. He's still got a long way to go, but you could not have asked for a better start there if you're Danny Carinini.
Yeah, he managed to start, that's what I was saying, he managed to start leading the field in a perfect way. His experience, he knows what to do, and now they overtake there for the second position. It's a good job there by Albag, trying to slip away with the second place over Di Filippo like he did before. There's a warning flag for Fuca, and there's a guy that went down to the barrier at turn 5, but it rejoins the tracks. Rejoins the track with no problem except from that. Allora, gran partenza di Danny Carinini, che si è preso il comando dell'operazione in maniera netta e intanto è riuscito a fare il vuoto subito alla partenza, ed è stato un grande lavoro nella gestione del gruppo e della ripartenza per Carinini. Albag adesso, esattamente come stamattina nella prefinale, va a prendersi la seconda posizione su Samuele Di Filippo e prova a fare lui la lepre alla rincorsa di Danny Carinini, che per ora sta provando a impostare un buon ritmo e soprattutto a mettere quanta più distanza gli riesce con gli avversari. 7 minuti e 15 praticamente al termine, più il giro supplementare in questa gara, di cui praticamente la prima parte buona se n'è andata in regime di slow, giustamente per permettere ai piloti di saggiare. Ancora un testacoda nell'acquitrino di curva 5 con il kart che si pianta forse per uno dei piloti coinvolti. Bandiere gialle allora nel settore. Vediamo se il pilota coinvolto riuscirà a ripartire. Dovrebbe trattarsi forse di Gale, no, di Lopez. Dovrebbe trattarsi sì di Lopez. In ogni caso gara compromessa, anzi no, ritiro definitivo, e confermo la sensazione che si trattava appunto del buon Lopez, che è costretto a ritirarsi. Primo ritirato Nazareno Lopez di questa gara. Mentre andiamo a fare un attimo la tara su quello che sta accadendo in pista, perché nel giro in cui aveva scavalcato Di Filippo, Albag era stato più lento di Carinini, appena 2 decimi, ma in realtà deve essere una questione di passo, perché in questo secondo giro, in questo primo giro al secondo posto, Guy Albag ha girato 2 decimi più lento di Danny Carinini, che ha fatto segnare la tornata record in 1.05.632, 1.05.860 il crono di Albag, unici 2 piloti a scendere sotto il muro dell'1.06 in questo frangente. Ciò vuol dire che Carinini ha allargato il vantaggio che ha creato nei confronti di Albag. Era 3 secondi e 6 all'ultimo rilevamento cronometrico. Vediamo cosa succede a quello nuovo. Passa Carinini, 1.5.462 il suo tempo, meglio Guy Albag, 1.5.334. Prova a iniziare a ridurre il lavoro da formichina fatto da Danny Carinini nel mettere fieno in cascina per l'inverno che è già arrivato con questa pioggia torrenziale, ma Danny Carinini non vuole permettere alla stessa appunto di impedirgli di mettere le mani su questa ROK Cup Super Final 2024. terza posizione per Samuele Di Filippo, che va tutt'altro che lento, 1.5.9, però sta andando a perdere terreno anche nei confronti di Knudsen, oltre che di Albaghi di fronte a lui, alla rincorsa di questo, almeno del terzo posto. Ovviamente poi Wasni in quinta posizione, Motlekar in sesta. Grande la settimana del pilota di Mozambico, sarebbe bello vederlo sul podio. E c'è un incidente all'ingresso della S, grosso testacoda credo per Bedetti, Lorenzo Bedetti, che a mano rimette in pista il suo kart e adesso deve trovare il modo di rimettersi in moto in maniera sensata. Ammesso e per niente concesso che il suo kart non abbia riportato danni. Peccato per Bedetti, che era in ottava piazza. Il contatto credo sia stato che ha causato il testacoda, credo che sia stato con Bubareia in quel frangente. 4 minuti al termine della gara, Signor ROK con Carenini che continua a fare da battistrada. Danny Carenini is pretty much untouchable.
Pretty much untouchable, but he's still got 4 minutes of this race to run, and it is a race that is biting some big names out there. You mentioned Benetti is, not out of this race, but had a big spin coming out and down towards the S's. Giuseppe Galliano is out of this race, so the wait to return to the Senior ROK podium for the first time since 2020 is going to continue. I think Nazareno Lopez, apologies, is also out of this. I'm quite surprised in a way that we've still got 34 karts running, but then again, this is Senior ROK. These are some of the most experienced, fastest ROK drivers in the world. Carenini is pushing on. The lead is 4.1 seconds. I think right now he'll just be nice and comfortable with this. He's not letting that lead go down. He's keeping himself in what rhythm he can find out there on circuit. Going through the first sector now, or out of the first sector into sector number 2. Great drives through the field. We've got some improving. Terboyski is up 5 places to 8th. Still, though, I think he's about 7 seconds off repeating the podium that we saw from Terboyski from last year. Kaspritsky is up 7 places, immediately behind in 9th. Jensen Burnett has made some nice progress as well. Has just lost out 13th place to Suarez, but Burnett is still up 7 places from where the Canadians started. Nico Fuka, the hopes of repeating his podium performance from 2023 look to be over. Still running in this race, but has lost 11 places, is down in 18th. 2.25 minutes to go. Carenini's lead holding at 4 seconds. It's Guy Albag chasing him in second place. Guy Albag has got to have some of the highest number of miles on this grid in terms of kart races in 2024. He's going to keep pushing on here. He's gained 3 places and has looked good in these conditions today, is Guy Albag.
And at least if something went good, at least is there, and you cannot say that Guy Albag is not trying, because it's driving very fast.
It's just gone purple in sector number 1,
it's
as
trying.
an example.
It's 4 seconds, okay, but you have to try. At least you have to try, and it's the best you can do, and especially because you know that you have an advantage over Di Filippo for the second position, but at least you can defend that second position easily. Let's see what Albag can do in those conditions. Especially, is something that is not easy at all to do, and it's so important for Albag to stay there, to keep it there. 1 minute 5 second point 3 by Carenini, 1 minute 5 second point 0 by Albag. He is the fastest on the track.
This is where Carenini must not tighten up. Albag is quicker at this stage by 0.3 a lap. At that rate, Carenini won't be caught, but I'm sure he'll just have glanced over, especially going through hairpin 1 there in his peripheral vision, just to see Albag on the charge. Albag's taken another 10.5 out through sector number 1. Knudsen's pushing on as well. Morgan Knudsen trying to continue this streak of a Polish driver being in the top 3 of the Senior ROK final for a 5th year. Has just gone purple through sector number 1. Has got to find a way past Samuele Di Filippo, though, if the streak is going to continue. I think there's going to be 2 more laps here. They crossed the line last time around with 1 minute 10 remaining, so they're going to have about 4 or 5 seconds on the clock. This is when it gets a little bit nervy for Danny Caronini. He will start to believe that he's nearly there. Another new fastest lap of the race from Guy Albach, though. The gap is down to 3.5. Again, that's okay. That's okay if you're Danny Caronini. You can afford to lose a little bit of that time.
And you cannot say that he's slowing down, because it's 1 minute 5.2. It's not a slow lap. It's not at all. It's the fastest lap of anybody else on track except Guy Albach.
Danny Caronini has already won a Continental karting title this year. Can he add a global karting title to his list of achievements in 2024? Heading into the Pétonnes for the penultimate time. Albach is still closing. Another 2.5 tenths taken out. But Caronini's good in the second sector. He's eaten a little bit of that advantage from Albach back there. Out of the final corner, onto the final lap. Danny Caronini has not put a foot wrong so far this weekend, but if international karting in the wet has taught us anything in 2024, particularly in senior categories, is not to speak too soon. We're counting each corner one by one off again. Danny Caronini's lead is now 3.2 seconds. Guy Albach will be wanting this race to continue for another 10 laps. The problem for the GSR team racing driver is that it's not going to. Caronini has got out of turn number 7. Down through the river towards the S's. Another 2 corners are out of his way. Just 3 corners to go. Danny Caronini. It's 9 years since Danny Caronini won the Junior ROK Super Final in 2015. Is he about to add the Senior ROK title to his list of achievements? Yes, he is. Danny Caronini wins at Lonato. Danny Caronini is the 2024 Senior ROK Cup Super Final champion, and he did it in classic Caronini fashion. He won by 2 seconds in the end. It was all about the start. The run he got after the slow procedure built the lead. He is the maestro of doing this in 2024. He's done it again. He adds another title to the list of things he has done this calendar year. Guy Albach is on the podium in second place, and Samuele Di Filippo makes it 2 Italians in the top 3. Morgan Knudsen is 4th, Colin Vashny in 5th. It's another strong run and display from the Polish drivers. Kasper Terboyski, who is a little bit higher up the grid, might have been a factor there. It's still a great drive from the driver who was 3rd last year, 6th this year, a gain of 7 places. In 7th it was Motlakar. Kaspritsky in 8th, Chapler 9th. Chapler might be thinking what might have been had he been a bit higher up the grid. He was on pole position for the one of the pre-finals earlier today. It wasn't his finals day. There in 9th. Prochatska in 10th, Bulbarella 11th, Varbitsaliev 12th, Suarez, Burnett and Alessi complete the top 15. Kobiela in 16th, Nico Fuka not able to repeat what he did 12 months ago, finishes P17. Blake Nash might be a bit disappointed there with 18th place, had those flashes of brilliance this week, but again it wasn't to be his year. Protashevich 19th, Salemi P20,